Hi everyone. Today's topic is incremental training for food sensitivities. Food sensitivities develop when your brain is in a chronic stress loop and it perceives the world around you as dangerous. Your limbic system becomes primed to look for danger in everything you do, in everything you eat, and it will lead, unfortunately, to food sensitivities. The good news is that with brain rewiring, there is a method to reverse these food sensitivities. It's called incremental training, and it is a method of gradually desensitizing your brain by showing that these foods are not dangerous, that you had these foods before, you never had a problem, and you are going to be able to have it again in the future. Two things I want to mention before we dive into talking about incremental training. One is that it is a part of brain rewiring. So it is important to recognize that we want to establish a sense of safety in our body and our perception of the world around us. So part of this process of establishing this sense of safety is incremental training. If we are not doing the first part of the establishing a sense of safety in the world, then our brain is not going to believe that the food that we want to reintroduce is actually safe, because that is mixed messages to the brain. Number two is we don't have to train for all foods. You really only need to train for a couple of foods. Your brain will get the message that the rest of the foods are also not dangerous. So first, imagine a time in the past when you were able to eat a certain food. So think of a food you want and just have a daily routine of thinking about this food for a couple of minutes and having these fun memories of being able to eat it, and see how your brain reacts. If you feel that you are triggered by this, then you will have to dial it back. You would dial it back by just thinking about the food and not thinking about eating the food. If your brain feels safe with the thought of you eating the food and it feels comforting for you to have these memories, then the next step would be is try to have that food in your house. Just have it in your refrigerator, like let's say it's an apple. Just have an apple in your refrigerator, and every time you open the fridge, look at the apple and have these good feelings about the apple. Then you start taking the apple out and you start looking at it, smelling it, and imagining how wonderful this apple is going to taste when you bite into it. And the next step, of course, in this process is for you to actually take a bite and make sure that when you are first eating this apple or whatever it is that you decide to train for, you are in a situation where you're happy and you're feeling good and you're having good thoughts and you're not anxious. Because remember, when you are sending messages of anxiety to your brain and you're trying to retrain at the same time for these foods, it is going to be in conflict. So try to be in the best possible scenario when you do this incremental training. So once you introduce the food again, you're going to be able to slowly reintegrate it into your diet. How much time in between these increments, it is going to be up to you. For me, it was about a week at a time, and as I was training, I was paying attention to how my brain reacted. When I felt that I was more symptomatic, then I dialed back a bit and I put a pause on my incremental training about a certain food, and I just had a general training on energy or a general well-being. Once you were able to reintroduce the food into your diet and able to eat it on a regular basis, don't forget the best part is to celebrate your success. Make sure that you give yourself kudos for the good work that you have done, and now you are able to move on to the next thing to incrementally train for.